Hey, welcome. So, gonna do a quick video demonstration of how this workflow um, works. So this has saved me so much time in medical school. In medical school, we have to get through so much information, and you can get through the information, but then retaining the information is much harder. This isn't something that's unique to medical students. I think that most people can relate to this. There's just so much information that we are all deluged with, and a lot of it is things that we'd want to remember. There's so many life-changing ideas that we get exposed to, and if I think a lot of us can feel like we would love to grasp some of those ideas, whether it's studying for a test or just something that you learned once and you don't want to have to forget it. So this kind of a workflow video that goes through this article that I wrote pretty quickly on my blog AIMD. The title was "How to Remember Everything You Learn: Secret Anki and ChatGPT Strategies Exposed." So the power of Anki, there's like good evidence-based learning data to really show how Anki, which is a great platform for spaced repetition, it kind of does all the work for you once you put the flashcards in. It tracks how well you know each flashcard, and then it'll reprompt it to you at set time intervals, which can really help to stop yourself from forgetting something. So it basically does the cyclical review for you in a pretty science-driven way. So there's good evidence to show that you retain a lot more using this method. You remember things for a much longer period of time, and you really digest them. There's a difference between consuming information and then digesting the information. This really helps you digest it and retain it for long periods of time. I think in the age of generative AI, ChatGPT, we're going to use GPT 3.5 in this tutorial. So this is something that's free that everyone can access. It's really a game changer. It makes these cards so much faster. And what used to take a lot of time, which really was the limitation, is not a limitation anymore. So we're going to go through a couple of different use cases and show you kind of the ways that I use it in my day-to-day. So first is if I'm reading something that's text-based. If there's something text-based that I really want to remember, let's say we'll just go on Wikipedia, and we'll do something that I know very little about, which is managerial accounting. I'm really trying to go out of my way here to prove that you don't need to just be a medical student. Everyone can really use this. Now, there's a long set of things over here. This is kind of on what the definition of managerial accounting is. Let's say I read this, and let's say there was some good information here, which plus minus may actually be true. This is text-based, so this is kind of the workflow for that. So I'm going to copy paste this text that I want to retain into ChatGPT, and notice it's ChatGPT 3.5. You're going to copy paste it over there. You're going to go to this prompt that I have a link to in the show notes. This article and the prompt that's in the article. I'm going to go back into it, and before the text, I'm just going to copy paste it as such, and then I'm going to press enter. So what the prompt basically did was it said that flashcards in this format, process the information that I just gave you, and then make flashcards that are relevant to it. So it looked at those few paragraphs of information and came up with these 9 flashcard ideas. Now, I didn't read the subject, so I don't know if these are quality. And obviously, every student is going to have the information that they deem important. So what I'd recommend is really looking through these, seeing which ones you want. Now, there's a really quick way. Here's Anki. If you guys need a way to learn how to use the basics of Anki, this is not the tutorial for that. But we're going to show how you can really just make a ton of flashcards here with ChatGPT based on information that you get, and then import it. And so here's the fastest way to import. So we're going to do new document. We're going to copy paste all of this into here. The format needs to be plain text. Make plain text. Okay, so this is just going to be a format that can easily be put into Anki or Anki test, and I'm going to just put it somewhere that I'll find it. Just throw it onto my desktop. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a brand new deck. Call it managerial accounting, something I can delete right when I'm done with this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do import file. I'm going to go to my desktop. I'm going to do for Anki test. I'm going to say open. It's going to ask me which the field separated by semicolon, which is kind of the way this does it anyway. It separates the front and the back, the question and the answer with a semicolon. You can look and see the output over here. The type is going to be a basic card, and the deck that I want to put it in is managerial accounting. I have way too many decks. We're going to import and we'll see what we get. 9 notes added, so there's now 9 cards that were added. Close, and now we can do these cards. And here's the format that you'll see. What's the primary purpose of management accounting? To provide financial and non-financial decision-making information to managers. And just from previous experience, I can say that these are pretty good. Now there's a bunch of little add-ons that they could use with Anki, and there's a whole science to setting this up really well. But that's kind of the basics that you'll need. So that was kind of the first use case. The first use case was for text. Now let's say you're watching a video though. There's video-based information. I recommend going to this Chrome add-on. Let's say you're watching a YouTube video with like a lecture or something like short that you really wanna digest. What we can do is we can go to YouTube. Basics of managerial accounting. Let's find the first video that comes up. Fantastic intro to management accounting. And you can use this Chrome add-on that you'll find in the video that's going to be in the description. What this add-on is going to get you is this transcript and summary add-on to the Anki. To ChatGPT. So what this will do is it'll take the AI summary. So basically the closed captioning, the summary, everything that you need from the whole transcript from the video, it's going to copy paste it into here. And what this prompt will do, it's going to summarize the following into 5 bullet points. Now, what I'll ask instead is to go back. I'm just going to collect my prompt over here. I'm going to copy paste this prompt, the same prompt that we used before, and I'll type something based on the information so based on the information in the transcript above, use the following prompt to make Anki cards for the important points, and then just copy paste it in. Obviously, I'd play around with this little bit over here, and you can tailor the information that you actually need from the video. But this is kind of what I would do. And as you can see, again, we're in ChatGPT 3.5. This is something that's open source for everybody, and it will kind of it'll make some information for you. The quality I've found is a little bit better on GPT-4. So I would recommend if this is going to be a really core part of what you do, and there's other ways to kind of format, using the data analysis feature on ChatGPT. But this is kind of what I would do. And you could play around with this now that you have the transcript here already in the thing, you can literally copy paste this. You could read through it a little bit. You could take the important information, and you could definitely improve the quality of the output that you're going to get. And that's kind of it. So this is pretty streamlined. You'll format it into plain text like we did before. You're going to save the file. You're going to import into Anki, and that's kind of the way I would do it. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I hope this is helpful.